So even the person that does that, that just might be they still ain't got the revelation that this ain't okay just yet. They,
Yeah.
you know something ain't right, but it just ain't hit your spirit just yet. So, what is your take on that as far as like just that situation as a whole? Like, you know, sometimes people using their emotions to like pander to the audience to like get a following.
So make sure I'm understanding the question right. You're asking me is like how do I feel about when there are people that might leverage certain emotions to get a certain like okay. Oh yeah, I feel like that's like completely manipulation. I ain't gonna lie to you. Just because it's just not authentic.
Yeah.
There's something very wrong in that because that's a very intimate space, you know, especially if you're worshiping anywhere in general. Like if you're trying to pry on people's emotion to get something that you want, I mean, it goes back into the whole being like the prideful, arrogant, manipulative spirit and stuff. That's low key, even like a Jezebel spirit. If we want to get down and dirty to it, you feel me? Um, so I think that those type of things need to be. We should be able to discern those things. You know, I know it talks about in John is saying test the spirits, right? Test those spirits because I know. I can even be transparent. I know when I first started doing what I was doing, people was looking at me like, because going back to something we talked about earlier, was like, well, I knew where he came from. So I need to see it. But then just being able to know that, hey, I know I'm walking in obedience because this is where God's brought me out of. And I know there's going to be people that know me from where I used to be. And there's going to be people that know me from where I am now. But I can't let those things like cloud my focus. And I'm so married to this. Like, I need to prove them right. Nah, God's going to do that for me by how I act. You should see in my walk that, hey, this is this, this is that, this is that. And if you don't want to believe it, that's fine. I'm not going to fight you, but I'm just going to keep doing what God told me to do. So people that want that, it's like, hey, if you want to do that, cool, but just know that God's going to make sure that you get dealt with however way He thinks is appropriate, you know. So that's how I feel about that.
Without revealing too much or revealing as much as you like, can you tell a brief breakdown of what you came from that will have people question that?
I mean, you got to think about it, bro. Everybody got a pass. You feel me? You got a person who was known for drinking, known for being promiscuous, known for having, being a player and all that stuff, right? So now you got this person who, you know, what seems like out of nowhere to people. So you don't drink anymore. You're abstaining now. You don't do all the things now. Why is this? So yeah, it causes like question, but then when somebody actually hears it, you're like, wow. And they see you out in public, like, wow, like you are serious, you know? So who you used to be isn't who you are anymore. Why? And I always say, listen, this is something that God allowed people to ask me to show them that He's real. So yeah, I did used to do all that stuff you talked about. You know, I was out in the club, down in different bottles and stuff, and I was in her ear and her ear. But now, the same gifts that God gave me that I was inappropriately and using for the enemy's camp, He's now redeemed, and I'm using it for His now. So now I'm utilizing the same things that He gifted me with, but now I'm doing that to bring people to know who He is and bring His name and glory and stuff. So you know, hey, listen, I'm not in the season of dating, but what I will say is, hey, let's come. Let's You want to go to church? The church home. This is great for this. If not, cool. I do this, yeah, yada. But I'm not in the season right now. But if you do want to be in the proximity, I will let you know.
So just because, so you can just see what it's like. But we will do it in 90 days. It's going to be no alcohol, no weed. Obviously, I don't do that. Read at least 7 pages a day. Wake up every day except one day out the week at 7 o'clock in the morning. Like out the bed, not just eyes up looking. Get up out the bed. And then I'm going to add something else to it to really give it a challenge because we did the 60-day one.